if there is apathy from a strongholder, a cancer wound to me. Apathy dress Obuwa when you say constituency A, you win it by a margin of 12,000 votes. Into the candidate we win the primaries. Into me to you be winner. Yes, candidate, president candidate be winning, parliamentary candidate be winning, but also we say one or two or party the vote to so better.
Another one could tell Jesus another na 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 one could tell Jesus another one could tell Jesus another na 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 Antona, Antona, we are moving forward. Antona, we are moving forward. We are moving forward. Antona, Antona, we are moving forward. So you to a car. Not open to my yaba. Teach my way up. Messala way up. Na na na. Free SHS. Obi a few untinia. Show boys you are. Free SHS. The men need us to but I'm both my toy.
And yet the incompetent one says he wants to come back. he wants to come and do more damage. As if he didn't do enough damage. Well, we are waiting for him. We are waiting for him. Why a foundation for fair to na mason fufro aba or say yemfasa ejuma mano onim plan no or say obet me sidan yi na ye de sa ejuma no ema no o start see dan ye man sika say onto cementa no de akowi a confirm you see onto iron rods no de akoye bas branding na o say yen hwe sa dan yi wo usi ne sen no de atu green book mo no de abechira wo sensan yi esi akọ ekodu 2016 yen nyina nim se dan yi de onimisi ebubu ye enye sa oye mesima onim ejuma no enti na omusi se ye befa mesim foforo abeye ejuma yi mesim na onim plan a obetime ade asidan yi enti na ye fa mesim foforo esi obaye wosiesie niema kama wosidan yi ekọ sese okoduru feel level ubehu na mesim dada no de wontimi nsiye no wobepie biom osi yemfasa ejuma yi ma no modi bema no dabi modi bema no dabi
Nije kese ene di me ababri anope Omanfm.
Then the teacher said, "Meta," and I don't tell you, I say, "Agree." And the young can see our best me on the pay. The tomato, a cunano, and the deeds or the account who are mammy. But then I said, "Yamisano." Now don't tell me that's papa, that's it. Now me buy then I did back what I can't who I am in so and it's a say. I feel waxy results. Free SHS, first batch of students. Waxy results a free a breeze secondary school I made. And yeah, I did get to a more day. Now come back because 1 year now one is moved to middle. What any necessary that's why the major Etia Kawasam. Etia Kawasam. Mobile Mum some mama one day.
Omanfm.
Then you fall like a day here. The idea be Kitwebi. If you're nine about the tramway, a remind, Quapemine, Ghana mine. Yeah. But this said, I'm going to my say. Some more said, you might be the son one word, Jumano says, Sefata. Namamba, some Baba Dada, when I do credit, me catch a more. Said Juma Maya, there's somewhere near Miss Ramo, Moma, me quine, and me try me Jumano, so that 4 years for Nanano, and me Juma. The man paying Dada. You're a Mahama. On the Namamamon Oka, your bow obey on the Atrosufum. Or say SHS no. Or no, and or J who the bar first. Hey! Hey, look, I says SHS, the Yasa Baba Madana. And on one. Now, I am Nadana made that Ghana for. They bet me about crab. I did 20 years time. And then I said, if you don't know, over 2 billion CDs are all for French school fees. And then, what's on how to buy? Or say Ghana for any Kaye. And 10 years, you're refia there. And then I'm not holding all the okay. The money by the country or Casa. The campaign at Tonsio. Campaign attention. The campaign has landed in confusion, misrepresentations, and outright fabrication.
Another one could tell Jesus another
Abusa for Bemu Bia Hamu Bia Kwa Baba Oman 107.1 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube.
One could tell Jesus another.
And now November 30th, 2020. And then now watch by this time with Dian but Dona Atwa Baby. I won't catch on next door neighbor say, Yami man and I watch you. One quote unquote Bama did you patriotic party with so now we are your catch him when you're too late. Catch a woman, you know what when Chen said, Yami man and now watch you. I buy what to know a back or pay you with someone who say. Ope will be obey free SHS mo anase ope will be a obey free SHS so atata sa madachima ababedi sun faso ana ena ya man de na wo twepepe de kwakoto abadabusafo enkofo kanti wo krom enkofo kanti wo spiritual world. There's only one God. Everyone be ant me in Koso. Kophobia create bugi a yibi baby. Na bibi bo abusua tumuda. Bibi biara bia ni ho wate. Obisi fake news once that American on ane and no one has been American. And we are tested what test like a crowd the abroad story beto ho no more. Acho enye accident and we abroad nya accident ampa yakopon adom ne ho enti ne ho ye boko. Na mom the fake news bi beto ho ma e wa abroad nya ho. Abroad si wonu ne ho so onya adwo Mahama kaseti no criticize no. Omo boa won kan ba bia asada. Na omo test what test no. This shows that abroad nya aponcho mo hard. Akomu video mankasa. Continue hitting hard. For this your lesson reference center. If I'm God in Nasarbidiako. Eka Krabia MP before bed press conference. Say Kankasa and an obe. Take a bet to Mustafa Hamid, doctor. And a bass on Babel press conference. Let me say, hey, 4 years ago, do you recall something? John Dramani Mahama edini nuya Ibrahim Mahama ko first kapudo de koma bugri nabu bugri nabu then MPP no the regional chairman omo diska kudo koma no eneka se omomodin nanka wonye ne maboni enti ono ane party a wodom ankasa the new patriotic party ena bugri nabu jisika ni kai no se mate emo usa for mo fache was menye kwase ya wate eno this car no the car nyina Abraham before no was mo nhwe John Mahama ni nua Ibrahim Mahama mo se mo tome mo kaya na se mo rafi and as we say Mustafa Hamid Dr. Bear press conference in there exposing the hypocrisy of John Dramani Mahama. The say bibi no eka come no fa kwaba kwa chike better as near din komo so for so one tia said mu that why you ho wate we don't skew things we rather throw light on issues make us Omanfm wo Ashanti region Nyame aduma so echna no pa asem ke sebi ba besi asem na e dan kasa na free sh for it in fact the job mo so papa Nyame aduma echna no pa registrar of scholarship secretariat Kingsley Ajiman a press conference big news for free SHS graduates. But for now, the busa for me said, "Uti pupa will be di what? Uti pupa will be di." Sembia ni ho. Interesting in Jack a chat and a bubwa and kashi. My sister and then now watching the Wakotwa Bass. I wouldn't mean cancer with next door neighbor. We'll be on the class, sorry. We'll classmate, we'll be on the tip of Temun cancer and say, a Wakotwa, and then I watch it. Quite a quarter man and now that will go for Adwa. It is never too late to do the good thing. Catch it will be. Of I'm Wakaba. Nene to say, oh, of I mean the high spirit too. Make just say me safita in advance. Oh, a model.
Oh, a model.
Ho,
a model. Zan say a joy password.
Papa,
and no tune for catcher and nano. Say Asante Kai. Oh, they say, now Obian Sanu Juma, and then the results. Gedi Kajan Papa would yes. Die Papa was soon, and 2 day Babaya Mampeni. What do I say? And Shaswa bet me a show Honso na woman near Mamuabem. Na woman near Manso Merchant was a bemu. I say, now my baby so merchant I drink concosi bibi so. Yeah. Na Uber maintain focus. Anan. Another buyer free senior high school. We can also yeah. The whole commitment.
Oh yes.
What I say? Parliament can afford that call. Now the home consum cocotuja. say unsa one of the NDC voices are yeah bo mo so Omanfm so what is so to kono na oye we no odon I think that we should be able to play it.
Oh, and yebebo
mebo
otuko do de no no studio no then majority caucus I will join news.
Yes,
yebebo
yes,
okay.
And I can say abai obede de abai ko odi ewo
oh yebebo abaji hweba me
abaji ayi so
wabaji wo
what you say
obi abaji obi na kwa channel so nkosu de bibie no woni bi o over to abaji baba ba na chese in fact ye wa say democrat 2017 ye wa ha no mo a nanado ye be better announcement obo ko was
abaji member to newsroom na
oh for what
man ofu there is a full one be
sa
me the two newsrooms
okay
I don't know yet the mama voice or cancer or ba obeto aso followed by the voice ya or cancer mo bia ma yen rushing to the implementation on also on start you
oh
and the idea what car was on a walk
they start free high
was it mo bia mfo car no mo bia mfo car no na car no nye
was start kwa free aye for debate.
Yes,
aye debate no mampanyin ekasa that and then candidate Akufo-Addo
yeah
ekasa ho eka free SHS and adwomama so dru no so and was say I wono so de wo gidi say free SHS de e was say etimi baso in fact that of all kan you ye bo sa tape no that I work say in fact wo gidi say etimi baso na ye ne nwanwa say nanado agiata na ni ase over adia wukro ya over free friend is a constitution dey Nigerian do constitution no we must guard it jealously and I said it here and implement it see the spirit and letter of the constitution was one tia say nanado agiata na ni ase such a general on do obeye a fact of that day was how you use the word whimsical I debate na say oh yes you be nyina everybody nyina because I say man kofo ti ase hu dwomahama say nyaatwuma woye first one nyaatwuma woye and the second one say when you obi o tim take a decision when you decisive o think I say this is my position when you principled person when you hollow man just no say when you obi a
type of or a type of person se bi one na ho na fafo nyina akọkire exam obi ani abro mo mine no se mi enkosia de so mu nya mo atsam mo de mo pa di sua dodo na mo sori amonna na okọ disco na okọje nani o de ase na akoduru exam room no garden every big principle so why you bibi sa o de ase nya exam room na afei okotwe ani ase obi bi ayira na unhu no na afei de wako jina yonku se chinchina mewia abaje ewo newsroom ayi no so me dato Oman news ntino yibra na yemo garden
a dozen man
mama otuko no na ni abro list say wo be da aye we
wo be da tua we
wo bra enipa bi nso so ana jo mama sa kan say enipa bi nso so eye krado say kra ko mbetumi atia. But the point I was making is
of about your tobo hono. Jomahama position back on say free SHS bet my ye. Name munu say nipa bi bet metua de ade na chenchena ye momuntua. What is his current position on free SHS say? Obi wa capacity to pay a say man tua ana of I sad no ho ba ne asa gusa de say that time na wono ye ba the free Achibota primary. Eko school northern region.
Baga.
Na ne papa. Na onye odefo.
Ana papa ye defo.
Ada na ne papa ntua.
Ne papa ntua because ro nim say oye Ghana ni oye siremni ene e de nhihye na ba ma siremfo
yes
nti ono nso so onya bi a enye hwe ya de na me kasa na do introduce free SHS 2017 no via mu bi kra na kasa oh nana wa hye boy na wa ba chinchina just a first year no ena introduce ade we ya na God ni nyina hyem so chinchina just a first year no ena introduce ade we ya na entino enka on China 2018 waye but unfortunately God and kabasa winim kasabre enka first batch of nana
free SHS for no saka selection bebem
yeah nka besi sabre nko bi anwe school
anyway
unim sa nka besi sabre no nko wi obi anwe school na watimi akwa kasa bi ase ya na asese
mame mo Peter Boa motuko no de no
okay
me bone de ba ko bi e wo hase no sisi na ebusofo enim nyina enhye wo hase no mo
education come next year and 10 years onwards is feasible. Why do you not think so?
Yeah, certainly it will not.
Why do you think so?
It will not be feasible because if you look at the cost of education in this country, in any country, it is very, very expensive, and majority of government's budgets goes into education. You understand? I mean, it would have been a very good thing. I think if it is possible, every government should champion.
And that is not possible for the levies to be taken out?
It is not possible to say that. I mean, when you are a boarder and you are going to school, all the feeding, all the accommodation, all the tuition fee and everything is free.
Of as what I said, and yes, this one. Okay, I miss you.
Free SHS education come next year and 10 years onwards is feasible. Why do you not think so?
Yeah, certainly it will not.
Why do you think so?
It will not be feasible because if you look at the cost of education in this country, in any country, it is very, very expensive, and majority of government's budgets goes into education. You understand? I mean, it would have been a very good thing. I think if it is possible, every government should champion.
And that is not possible for the levies to be taken out?
It is not possible to say that. I mean, when you are a boarder and you are going to school, all the feeding, all the accommodation, all the tuition fee and everything is free.
Alright, there was a for an Peter Boa to call no. He said, we're Deputy General Secretary of NDC. No,
that's not possible. Also, to school, Otia boarding, Otia. But now, no, not do I yet the abroad you took on a kind of car.
Of a dear John also a kind of crazy.
That Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS. I'm saying that Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS.
All right, fine. I settled.
Ono ase my introduce. Ono ase me introduce. After the only wa ono ase ono mpo no introduce here.
Nanti wo ya hwan no.
Na only principle. Ana na do ka kire no say untimi mfa tro ene me gina ha o kire me gina ho when it sees you conveniently. Ana me na me ye. Ana me say now. Na me say politics it goes with conscience. Oti we ase say when it ni wu ade. Go no what them.
Yes.
That's obu anani nwu ade. Sa na ugina ha no wa pe bibi dia justify wo dia. Ujo ma mo campaign message ne say dear what happened to Okada any free much for Zongos.
Wanka bim.
I don't know to defend. Free education you be dia no na wo so nyini ondo ogidi oba ye no wa committed resources to it. We implement it. I'm implement the crap. Still, when no see who and a chatro and a double track a beman crop I say and a base. Nina no nipana standing. I'm at me abamu. We have the whole per se. And to John Mama, apart from free senior high school, John Nana de Baye, among other things, okay. And to John Mama, Onya she bibia ye on one kasa campaign message na me kanjre.
Woni bi.
How? Ana opeso be man pani.
Na so woni bi. Ya no nti do ka se wo kwa abonte akogye nkofo adwen de omo pese omo te. Omo pese ono dwom ha man kanche omo na omo nti ase ese omo beto aba mo no dwom ha ma. Of about free SHS na nado ye the policy or the started 2008. Okwaje adwen fi hwan ho.
ono ane da ya sumu
why public dialogue
there be anko dialogue
yeah stakeholder consultation yeah ko market square ko yes you be afara adwuma yeah referendum bi fa ho ono an kasa da adwen yeah wo de two party na ni na party for no so kasa yes adwen ho no adwen ya adwen party age atum yeah fa say manifesto John Mahama etim bibi anim de wo mu an say wo ko busa na mo pewe ya wo se me fa nsem mo pewe ya wo se mo fa nsem offer John Mahama e da so criticize free SHS
or that so criticize
wo say wo ba the solution new oba obey stakeholder consultation and he will implement the decision of stakeholders. And so what is your position? What is say when him do appeal?
Yeah, on him do appeal. On him she can't say Ghana for.
Hey,
and no na won konsasa campaign time. Sa dia ba be duru ha. Na final week no and answer said another kind no. The campaign no afenu hu za tonsuo nti god ya tonsuo mu dia na ni
atonsuo
enti no quickly no yen started with fabrications yen chatro yen kofa fin amatungu na nado na oron so nkrofo hu se oye corrupt but anu na lead me to me next week.
Yes, fake ni na mana.
Yes. Fake news aba Omsa ba kan but mama address sa tape ankrofo ebo MPP fo hu yes Nanado was a candidate Gordon no onya president
that boy a candidate
or a candidate at ni fie ni office e woni ma ena nipa bi call ne nchen say omo the campaign t-shirts and no di envelope bi so aka ho na si eyiska and na say mo de ba bebo an campaign
yes ohiamwa
obia John Mahama nkrofo command ska de bia
oh last week e bi ko
ofo so ampofo nkrofo command ska de bia
of part of Donald Trump we sikani the court case ya na sia work yi enkofo tue sika ma no
yes
e bi twa $3 million so of ankofo for just for recount omo tua
yes
Obama
oba president
skasa no wan yes enkwa nyina $1 nyina no oje $1
yes and one hallmark of a politician now potential leader ne say uyo bia o message ni de wa o carry wo ne ade etimi attract nkrofo ama mo broska meboa enti nanado o woni fie sade nipa bebre eye no na nya no nko a Gordon ye wo school bi ko SRC election nkrofo contribute to man
oh yeah election bi en ho no ma yan contribute
no obi ya dia wujiri wom dia obi ya wedding kra God won't be sponsor e bia
ofa yeye
ana bibi onyama no
asofo kra koye kope election ya dia obi twatimi support no
why not
omoye
why not
oh
enti na nadu woni fie as a candidate or in office na nipa bia ba so mbe donation ama no propose onye na mo sa ko mo ko fat sa tape no Gordon Next mu koya voice over guso.
Say papa ni nie mo ho ade na de se ne nsem no.
Ena yes.
E sika se ne de se ne
ena sika se ena de.
So fanya dey.
Are you out of your mind? Na mu fi say o pe o man so dia. Unya sampa bi ama me ka kire. Je so ko doctor tape we de back abontin na sabe. Munim sa Ghana for ya adwen wo form so much. Enti bibia obaba be kan for obi ho no anasa na nado ho ye beji atum but Gordon omo calculation kura anye enye na wo kan obia o kan kire me say asomasi mi twam no park in the car or sport ha and o table bi ho ena ensan ye nanim ma depending on nipa na wo na kasa
ye yetimi gidi
yes say hey we dey the point you dey on your mpanya kwa o kwa kutwitwa bi obi onso abekasa mi twam na incident bi asi o kwan nkrofo patapata ujafo Ubet me just akwa we dey ampa o kana o cross na o kan
on fa ho ntew.
But obu on so a wo ba be kan ho asem a enkrofo be sorry atia say we die
ade
ente sa obi a wo bi ho dance.
Oh yes,
obi a wo bi ho dance on ka papa bi a okọ Jesus Christ was say ne bayare na omompaye
ema no
ono hia so ne asuafo na bi na ba be ka kire no say already so twaso na kokobọ mpayem na papa we die adoya a oye no empo synagogue ada we yi sorry da mu a yigina yi onu na siye.
Wow,
onu na siye
ne papa ye duachiri bia nim
obia wodin John Mama say obi ba be kase o John wakọ akọje bribe ya de beto to interview awaya ya de beto to amajaro ya de beto to wa no president Professor Mills on you near to the sense of small cry okoba babu akonta na nsisu no what entino why are you John Mama any NDC what do you take us for mo yes so damp say mo pe bibi amana ba be twin vote amamu a mo de ade ba ko na munyim bribe
just say equalization
ye nyina ya bro pepepe John Mama dinko ena na nadu dankwa kufu adu dinko what the power I was saying something NDC bad abamu in 2009 NDC bad abamu in 2009 no more side ya boa gusu say MPP ministers bebre ombechi omo agum they don't know chief of staff Oraka Jompiani Omanfm nkoko ni Dr. Wakubo
but omo etika do mo call akwate Ghana 50 commission
nanka
Ghana 50 commission offer na me reporter me sedan say me di akire pa na one day Dr. Wakubo be omo tata no questions barrage of questions of a team that then as so flow head ne kotum and he excelled of me we headline the by and Tarzan dazzles. Yes, I'm a story pa Miss and Tarzan dazzles. Omo tata number still
me can say chief of that me konifi.
Yes,
papa ura na dem honam who say
doc bibia
your experience.
Yes.
What
was we chronology of event
we nie many one journalist we na come person me bonidi osinti kwabna oda documents ni na monji say monji me fa bia omutu omo ani si ada MPP mpanimfo bi so asabi no ntukwa
asabi ne ne Zuleka etukwan airport ye kwachi wo mo no omo de bia na for the report about bonte say asabi yere abo bia na for mienu e wo airport what to be that ecosystem. Then Attorney General
was Matiamedu,
and after that was this woman a friend say but when you do so Christmas be say yeah what kind of one thing was it done by the time we finished dealing with them was still more about 52 cases you mean I bet them ecosystem
we shall jail them how
dare they
o dia se eninti no NDC baye no omo eya nhwehwemu bebre efa president Kufo ne na point meboa
omo ye bebre
nana do dia docket no mo fa no
ne car ono an car e kodi dwabre no ono mo kwache car no say eya ban car abraso nya ban car no
minim ni porto ma
e no say mo fa
oja car no mo eninti no enipa bi mpese me pese Ghana for omo so omo di tape no ba no the bar enkrofon hu no omo hwe ne how doctored it is but enkrofon fa ho abufusiam ko omo so say jama mo ka say sebe ya horo ye
abrante was that jama wo yale
no yare o
ada what jama wo yale that be ampa oh no
say presidential candidate woni fie na onye president onye hwe no akoni fie akoye presentation amano what God, I'm the pen and record here.
I pen record that DB.
Yes, I'm the pen and record. Nah, we have so much information. Oh no, that's it.
But for now.
For now.
Oh, for now.
For now.
The bit my catch with the pan say.
For now.
Muntumuna.
Omuntumuna. Now your doctor Danado was not the president. He was entino presidential candidate when he fear now now so me the way bro. Now that one also almost a day. Say and also so abana musini bi wo baby and no mu di sika kwa komano say or no emfama nanado
say NDC ni bia omo no wo civil service num na go for the pressure to aban say MPP for the pressure to aban so say we do yen so NDC ni o and wo sa asoye we nti munyi ni film eno ntina adekronti a aban na anyi na film that time ne say obi koma aban bibi aban nipa bibi eno ntina omo anyi sa NDC ni no ana me say na se eno nto omo anyi sa nipa kro na patcho na court bi say wa nipa kro no we guilty eno ntino won qualify sa position anyi ni obedi ana
yeah
emra be na chese nipa kro no wontimi won qualify na se no won qualify there and that say NDC for man ko dis post no we eje bo of the year 2000 wo be kaisa history the chair be defend Y2K e horma se bo bi bo wo say so bo mo kwada ye machine yeah Y2K the year 2000 by the the year 2 and about 20 years in the
sorry
oh yes
and the abeji hu sana omu wo we every momoti America kasa mo evidence amode beba no adia na mote Ghana ha nkrofo na ehye mo bose omu anya something deadly no mo de bremu nyina nkrofo nim da nkrofo nim da nkrofo nim da
over ye ba ko fa press conference in hisi ya ba ye ba be sa ba beto aso ye di enkobo ti ye kombra.
Today's press conference of 30th November 2020. We are grateful to you for your continued contribution to democracy in our country, and we believe that together with the media we can build a viable democracy that takes politicians to account. This afternoon, we have called you in respect of 3 matters. Number 1, we have 1 week to go before the ballots are cast on December 7, 2020. And therefore, we think that it is the correct period or time to give you an overview of our campaign, where we have come from, where we are now, and the last series of steps that we intend to take before the ballots are cast next Monday. So we also have called you to make the point, and that point needs making all the way until December 7. We have called you to make the point that the NPP is the only party in 4th Republican history whose tenure in office brings tremendous progress to the lives of the citizens and the country generally. Lastly, we seek to alert the Ghanaian people about the desperation of our opponents, specifically the NDC, and how, in view of their sinking campaign, they have resolved to throw mud in the last week of the campaign, hoping that it will revive their dead campaign. To matter number 1, where our campaign has come from, where we are, and where we seek to take it in the last 7 days. Because of the COVID pandemic, this year's campaign has not seen a lot of razzmatazz, street carnivals, huge rallies that have usually characterized campaigns all over the world. Nonetheless, we have, through the various planks of our campaign structure, we believe, covered every blade of grass in the country. We have tried to knock on every door around the communities in our country. We have tried to reach the young people of our country, mostly those that are aged between 18 and 35, through a very vibrant social media campaign and engagement. We know, for example, that 55% of the electorate are young people aged 18 to 35 who are active on social media. We have, through all the party social media handles, the president's pages, the party's pages, the first lady's pages, the second lady's pages, and even on the pages of key members of our campaign, sold our message to the country. And we are confident that, inshallah, victory beckons us on December 7, 2020. We are confident that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo shall be given another 4 years to do more for our country.
Omanfm.
We find that our number one position on the ballot is indicative of the position that we shall occupy when all the ballots are tabulated. The President, since assuming office in 2017, has every year toured the entire country. In other words, from February 2017 to December 2017, and January 2018 to December 2019, and January 2019 to December 2019, and January 2020 to December 2020, the President makes it a point to tour every region before the year ends. And the reason he's been doing this is because he sought to listen to the concerns of the people, inform them of what he's doing to address the challenges of our nation, commission projects, initiate new ones, engage with the citizenry, and generally bring governance to the doorsteps of the people. Indeed, no president in the fourth Republican history has engaged the citizenry in the course of his tenure in the way that President Akufo-Addo has done. That program continued all through this year, in spite of it being an election year. Indeed, the president only recently switched to full campaign mode as presidential candidate of the NPP. Since switching to campaign mode, the president has been busy crisscrossing the regions and selling his message to the people. Many Ghanaians have had cause to complain that the president works too hard for his age. But the president believes that the country's development agenda should supersede his personal comforts. He continues to work with all his will and with all his might to ensure that we achieve a Ghana beyond aid. All the flagship programs that the president initiated and is executing will ensure that indeed we achieve a Ghana beyond aid. Our industrialization program of one district, one factory, anchored on a revival of the agricultural sector with the Planting for Food and Jobs program, has provided jobs for thousands of Ghanaians, both young and old. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure we have all seen
Oman
the testimony of the former NDC MP for Ejura, Honorable Pangabu, who shows the prosperity that the Planting for Food and Jobs campaign has brought, not just to him and his family, but to the hundreds of both casual and permanent workers that he has employed on his farms. Thousands of farmers in the north and across the country continue to be grateful for the pride that President Akufo-Addo has restored to the business of farming in our country. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, President Akufo-Addo inherited an economy that was at the brink of collapse and a generally demoralized society. We put our shoulders to the wheel, and in 3 years, we doubled economic growth, reduced the rate of exchange rate depreciation, and improved our external payments position. The improvement in the economy is what enabled us to restore teacher trainee allowances, nurses trainee allowances, implement free senior high school, and clean up the financial sector mess which the government of John Mahama created. This is the message that the president has been preaching to the Ghanaian people. On this business of the economy, ladies and gentlemen, I need to emphasize that everything rises and falls on the economy. We remember in 2016, a president telling us that we had chewed the meat to the bone and that Ghana was bereft of any resources to do any developmental projects. On the basis of that, John Dramani Mahama proceeded to cancel teacher trainee allowances, cancel nurses trainee allowances, cancelled book and research allowances for lecturers, and said that free senior high school was not a possibility in our lifetime and that it would collapse the economy if anybody attempted to do so. Indeed, he said, and I quote, "Let us not implement free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many countries in Africa have made a terrible mistake of implementing free SHS, and Ghana should not go down that road," unquote, at the last rally of the NDC at the Trade Fair Center. But in spite of that doom and gloom which was painted by the former president, we were confident that with prudent economic management, honesty, dedication, commitment, and the willingness to do, we shall be able to pull through. Indeed, this is what we have done, and this is how far the Lord has brought us. As the Christians will say, Ebenezer. This is how far the Lord has brought us. Today, we have an economy that supports the restoration of teacher trainee allowance, an economy that supports the restoration of nurses trainee allowances, an economy that is smoothly implementing free senior high school and getting thousands of children who hitherto would have been on the streets back in school, and to top it all, implement free SHS in a qualitative manner that does not compromise on the quality of education. Indeed, the results, the WASSCE results for 2020 bears testimony to the fact that free SHS is qualitative, and it gives the lie to the doomsday mongering of our opponents who said that free SHS was going to compromise on quality. Indeed, we have the best senior high school results in more than 5 years. Kudos to the dexterity, commitment of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about our campaign. The second most important plank of our campaign this far has been the vice president. and he too has been around the country. Indeed, in the last few months, he has toured virtually all 16 regions, selling the story of the MPP's tenure so far. Indeed, many countries around the world continue to reel under the pressure of the COVID pandemic. The World Bank and IMF project that economies around the world will rebound from 2024 onwards. Yet Ghana is beginning to rebound much earlier than all the economic pundits of the world had predicted. A few days ago, Bloomberg had this to say about Ghana, and I quote, "Ghana was one of the first countries in sub-Saharan Africa to lower interest rates to counter the virus shock, and its economy has performed better than forecast, even as the pandemic stalled activity and oil prices slumped," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the first and second ladies have also been around the country. Indeed, the first and second ladies have since 2017 engaged in courses that have brought succor to millions of Ghanaians. The story of the first lady's intervention in the health sector is a matter of public record. The second lady's work amongst poor and vulnerable communities around the country continues to put smiles in the faces of a people who hitherto were dejected and despondent. They have therefore been key communicators of our achievements thus far. They both continue to draw large crowds of people who troop to them to express their gratitude for the contributions that they have made to their lives. Key members of our campaign structure, that is National Chairman, General Secretary, National Organizer, Youth Organizer, First, Second, and Third Vice Chairpersons, Women's Organizer, Campaign Manager, and all his deputies, Lord Kome, Efuasari, and my good self, have all been around the country. Indeed, as we speak, many of these officers are on the field, commanding the ground troops, directing affairs, touching hands and touching hearts, and selling the message of MPP for a brighter future for our country. These press conferences that we address also have all been part of the channels for selling our message to the Ghanaian people. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, we are ready. We are ready for December 7. We are winning, but we must win. I call on all MPP people around the country to stay focused on message. We have done a lot. We continue to make the point that no government in the Fourth Republic in its first term has done the volume of work that the NPP has done. The Ghanaian people know, and they will show it on December 7. The NDC knows this too. They go around the country too. They hear the people. Indeed, there's a video in circulation of the presidential candidate of the NDC when he visited the Western North region. At a rally, he asked the people in Twi, and I quote, "Masitene no akonenim anase ekonechi," unquote. To which he was asking the crowd, have your lives progressed or retrogressed? Of course, he was expecting that the people would say their lives have retrogressed. To his utter shock and dismay, the people shouted in unison, "Ekonenim," to which our lives have progressed. And you could see the shock on his face in the video. And why not? Those areas are farming areas. They have seen the benefits of the Planting for Food and Jobs program. And they have seen how that program has improved household incomes. They have seen how the revival of the National Health Insurance Scheme gives them better access to health care. They have seen how the free senior high school program that got many families to have their first ever SHS graduates in their lifetime. To compound the woes of the NDC, their attempt to claim authorship of the free senior high school program has subjected them to public ridicule. Candidate John Mahama has become the butt of many jokes in Ghana today. They know they are losing. Indeed, they know they have lost, inshallah. They have therefore decided that they will resort to the politics of vilification, mudslinging, concoctions, distortions, and outright lies as a last-ditch attempt at reviving their dead campaign. As the Akan people say around the country, NDC campaign no atonsium. NDC campaign egwe. NDC campaign yamutu. NDC campaign lichia. So they have started throwing in doctored videos, manufactured and concocted documents, all in a vain attempt to throw dust in the eyes of the Ghanaian people and to cast doubts in the minds of the people about MPP state actors. To put MPP state actors in bad light and hope that it will attract some revulsion for the NPP and hopefully revive their campaign. But no amount of fake news, concoctions, distortions, and lies and vilification will revive a dead campaign. Dead campaigns are revived by coherent strategy anchored on a sound message. Nothing else will work. So we are putting the public on notice that they should watch out for these fake stories in the last week of campaigning. Let us treat them with the contempt that they deserve. The NDC believes that Ghanaians have short memories. On the contrary, we believe that the Ghanaian people remember. We believe that they remember that only in 2017, candidate John Mahama was Ghana's president. The Ghanaian people remember that for 8 years prior to 2017, he was the monarch of all that he surveyed. The Ghanaian people remember that he said that even under President Mills, he was calling the shots and that he's the luckiest vice president Ghana ever had. The Ghanaian people remember that once upon a time, he helped to set up schemes to create, loot, and share Ghana's resources. The Ghanaian people remember that we created a guinea fowl authority that could not authorize guinea fowls to stay in Ghana. On the contrary, the guinea fowls flew to Burkina Faso and have not been back since. The Ghanaian people remember all the hoax projects that he purported to initiate under his tenure. The Ghanaian people remember a phantom hope city, 10 billion hope city, that never ever took off. The Ghanaian people remember all the schemes that were set up with RLG, supposedly to provide laptops for tertiary students, which never happened. The Ghanaian people remember all the JIDA schemes, all the isophotons, and all the judgment debts that were all part of the agenda to create, loot, and share Ghana's resources. Ghanaian people remember 5 years of doomsday that collapsed small businesses, rendered the people poor, killed industries, and generally presented a dejected and demoralized society. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I want to conclude by asserting without fear of contradiction that the NPP is the only party in the Fourth Republic that has initiated and executed programs that have benefited the mass of the people of this country. Indeed, we are the only true pro-people party in this country. Many of the things and programs that are benefiting millions of Ghanaians today were opposed vigorously by the NDC. When we found oil, they ridiculed it and called it Adwengo. When we introduced the NHIS bill in Parliament, they walked out on it and said NHIS was not possible in Ghana. They wanted nothing to do with NHIS. When we sought to introduce free senior high school, they poo-pooed it, said it was impossible, and went to the Supreme Court to stop free senior high school. The Ghanaian people remember. The Ghanaian people remember that you were in the Supreme Court to ask the Supreme Court to declare free senior high school unlawful. For want of a better term, I find it very shameful that the NDC would today claim that they are the authors of free senior high school. I saw something on social media where a young man said he went to senior high school in 2014 and he collected fees from his mother and father and paid the fees. Now, his mother and father are demanding the fees back from him, saying that John Mahama said that free SHS existed in 2014. So please go and bring the fees. It means you didn't really pay the fees. And so the young man is asking candidate Mahama to please go and plead on his behalf with his parents and say, I was only joking. I didn't bring free senior high school. Ladies and gentlemen, the matters that we are talking about are very important matters. They border on integrity. They border on leadership that is honest and that is truthful. For us, the Muslims, there's a profound Quranic chapter, Quran chapter 103, which says, by time man is in loss, except those who believe and do good works and exhort one another to truth and exhort one another to patience. Truth is a non-negotiable requirement of leadership. You cannot have a leader who says something today and says the opposite tomorrow, and says something today and says the opposite tomorrow. Flip-flop, wishy-washy, untruthful leader. If you have that kind of leader, you will have the mess that occurred in Ghana between 2009 and 2017. We remember candidate Mahama saying that over his dead body will he restore teachers and nurses allowance, that he would rather lose the election than restore these allowances. Today he says he will restore those allowances. We saw him say we should not implement free senior high school, quote, on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician, unquote. And today he says he will implement free senior high school. We saw him say he would do a $10 billion Hope City. That fell flat. Today he says he will do a $10 billion big push. What's the obsession with $10 billion? Anyway, we believe that we are the only pro-people government and party. Many of the programs that I said benefit the people of Ghana today. Apart from NDC opposing them, we are the only party that have our names to these programs. I can recount all of these serious programs that have transformed the lives of millions of Ghanaian people. Free maternal care, MPP. Capitation grants, MPP. School feeding program, MPP. Metro mass transit, NPP. NHIS, NPP. One district, one factory, NPP. Planting for food and jobs, NPP. One village, one dam, NPP. Free SHS/TVET, MPP. Zongo development, MPP. One ambulance, one constituency, MPP. One district, one warehouse, MPP. And many that I may not even be able to recount now. So we ask the question, anytime that the NDC comes to office, what do they come to do? When they go for cabinet meetings, what do they talk about? Nothing. Nothing. It is all about create, loot, and share. The bankruptcy of ideas on the part of the NDC is even more telling in this election cycle. Just go onto the streets and ask people what they remember about the NDC manifesto. Just go now and ask. They'll tell you two things: Okada and mortuaries for Muslim communities. Subhanallah. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move Ghana forward. Let us protect our progress. Let us come out in our numbers on December 7, 2020 and give Akufo-Addo a resounding victory. That will teach politicians, all of us, that Ghanaians would only accept governments that work to further the interests of the citizens, not those who come to power for the sake of it and who invest in guinea fowl authorities which fly to Burkina Faso. 4 more to do more for you. Number 1 on the ballot: God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong.
For Yura Mustafa Abdul Hamid, a minister for inner city and Zongo development. Now, on a deputy national campaign manager. Also, the hypocrisy of John Dramani Mahama, and only a topic of and meet the press and as a briefing. Yeshia Alisa Hotel Hasi na Oguso Ekasanti.
Look at governments that have come and gone in the Fourth Republic. Reflect on your profession, on the government that has constantly equipped you and given you the wherewithal to be able to perform your duties as security persons in our country. I want to say to you that you will come to the conclusion that it is only when the NPP comes to government that we are concerned about properly tooling the security services and enabling them do their work. When we came into office, millions of dollars was owed to our soldiers from peacekeeping operations. Within 2 months of our existence as a government, we cleared all of those arrears. We have given you another 5 years to serve in the army so you can properly prepare for your retirement. We have equipped the police services with vehicles, with ammunitions to allow us to feel safer. I say to you, for the sake of your profession and the future of Ghana, vote number 1 on the ballot tomorrow in the special voters exercise. Inshallah, we shall do more in our next term. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Yura Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Iwene Samkrano na osade to just China and security services ne etwaba, a special voting and some trouble and ne bamboo for a tomo apa. And until or the other said, ya tomo MPP aban konoba or disika a share a asrafo nano a Canada home. Mubama be cleaning na Yemame a Fatima to the PT Communications Director, Office of the President. And so, Ebekani in our tree Casamunti, Yankungutino.
Media houses now, moye tree stations, no monso meet me a farmer Ghana this year. Na Minister Kaisa Muno no say, and ne enche munu jina and semi and sasso, near Dikai, and say, a probo a yaye near Namoa, NPP Amanyuko to afa campaign, a fee campaign. And only a person a dimunche moba baby for 3 year baby a year drew and then naka cry dying baby a deco. Na near Tosumunu so no so can studia say so wo share Ghana bako semwa enkanka under 4th Republic so wo pe amanyukua e ba e dim puntuo pa brega na dishia ene ye NPP amanyuku no na near Tosumiensa ene say Minister nkasa mu no say ye pese ye yi Ghana fo nyina sutri say nam say NDC amanyokuo no omo campaign omo de kwa abonten na nkrofo anto na enam so omahu say abaye kwa akoto omudi nkugu nti ama omaye omadwene say omo obopo boni bi e de nsema enye nokre ne kasantwe ne kasabia ebegu nkrofo ho fi ene video enye papa ne nkeka ho ababa besei nkrofo adwene atwe omadwene free anamo papa president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene NPP amanyokuo ni etu no na edi kan no minister ka say enam say afi COVID-19 yare no aba betwintwan ya na munti ama afi campaign na ye for 2020 elections na yes no nkokra ye nya kwanya amfa anye rallies ambo adom etese ne afi ayeto ababia ebre atwam no se ne esiye no enti afi ne ye ne se tokro bia mu ehu behia se ye kodo to door kobobo Ghana adehye apono mu a eno ho anamo na NPP amanyuko na tu na titru nso ne se wo se Ghana abaye kwa akoto afi se wuyi Ghana adehye oha emu aduonunum eye Ghana mabuna adodo na wa be fontentan ya bebi edi nkita ho dodo e friend social media ho no mo enti akwanya bia yenya se ye de president page vice president page first lady ne second lady de NPP amanyoko na nkasa page ene ye kendifo ne ye mpanyimfo kukudam a omo platform a edom de echeni nyina ya fasa akwanya no so de ene Ghana for adinkita ho akire won enema papa president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene NPP amanyoko na ye ene ne yenya akwanya se ebesom mfie na aka ho so ane ebetimi ayede abo Ghana for na etoso mienu no na minister say president afi waba pro na nya afi nko a efri se wonya akwanya betina akwanya kese no so in January 2017 ono de watu ne to akọ Ghana fana babia akotie Ghana adehye wotie won haw ne eka ho bi nso so no ne omudi nkita ho emu odin asa wo hwe under 4th Republic ikra wonya obi a ne nkita ho die with Ghana adehye no emu pi na emu dot se ne president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo onya adagede ye no na wokwa anya kasa keke oba pro nyina nso so na wo commission project enema ya ye nyina no opa ho ntoma na wodi mpuntuo e de brega na de share dodo na se uye no free honoma o se aya na Ghana fo bebre se omampanyi ye hwe ne mfi aya na edwen ne ho fi se o ye adwuma dodo onye na home den so omampanyi na Danko Akufo-Addo de o se Ghana bedi ye nti ene enko no na hoto ene na ho baba o de beto nchen ansa onje na home until say Ghana bedi nti eno ho anamo ano no nso so otu no enti NPP amanyoko ye koto abai de ye ni achinye bia wo ya adwene mu ye gitum say abaye koto ye nkunimdie ene beba nanso esese ye di nkunim ne etoso bio no enam say president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene NPP amanyoko no oma hyekwia yomu kena no mama enwuma abu no mafakwe ye so apeja one district one factory project ya esi Ghana fo nyina ye ni so se ye nso remfa ye koko eni enuaba ne enema edua raw no sankwa ama no ne na ye nso ye betintim mfidie na ye bi enwuma okrom ha ne yetimi a process ye enema nsa ni so ade hunu no edi yedie ene ahofaba bebre na abrega na adehye na okan ye se NDC former member of parliament wo Edra Secheduma say your friend Honorable Pangabu ono ankasa bedi adanse wa abonten se enam NPP aban yanam omutu under planting for food and jobs no edi yedie abre one na busuafo ene Ghana for dodo na omoye adwuma wo bebia oye nukua wo edwira honom no enti eho adanse die nso so da ho a enye ono pe Ghana for dodo na ne di adanse se aban yetimi ama kuayo adwuma no na uye no free honom a enam say na economy no nya papa under NDC abandada no enu ntina omutwa nurses and teacher training allowance mu enu ntina sa aban no omuntimi ntok chok enu ntina sa aban na niema bebre na esiga na fo ani so no omuntimi nto ho anamo nanso president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo nya akwanya no watimi ahye yesika semu kena ama Ghana dwadie ne ne nkeka ho ama no hum ne so a sesese ye kasei adwumaden ne sikasɛm ya ayeye nti ne yatimi restore saa allowances yama teacher and nurses training enu nti na sese nyame adaroma yetimi ya free SHS program no na enu nso nti na eye sikakra bia ho nsensem eba ne sikasɛm eye basa ho ne nyina aban na timi etu ya nkrofo dwetira asa amomo a yaye nhyehyɛ ama ye banking sector ne sese a bibia nso koso wano na uye enu nso free ho a enye omampanyin pɛ na ekɔ apro say ye kasei ye mampenya bedi eche eye His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Baumia ono nso okwa aprobo na okonso ne Ghana fo edi nkita ho bebre ekire omo ne ma papa ayaye ene bebi aye ni kire na abehwa ebra COVID-19 yare ba ye na World Bank eye ekubatan ye hwe amansan sikasemu ene IMF mu nyina de beto abonten se sene COVID-19 yare no asi ate na ehun sunsuaso abawiase nyina ye sikasem so no eje se afi 2020 echi ansana amaya hodo ewo wiase nyina so mbetimi asesi omodada mu afom ntuma pefra je se afi 2020 echi nanso wo hwe ye Ghana ha se yare ba ye ya ne first country ewo sub-Saharan Africa say ye kase yetimi atete ye interest rate so say be ye adwadifo ne omo bi enwuma ene omo a omo pe sika wo sika crab ya de adi dwuma bebre no omo nso so anya akwanya e de apagya omo nwuma mu na wo ye vice president de ni free ho a ye first lady ye mame Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo ono nso de o sha apomuden semu a anamo bebre na mame na si mother and baby units or say about time mmofra yi edie da na koma so na nadwuma nso so de ho adanse wo ho magana ni bia ho pefi enye asem foforo kra na saa nso na ye second lady Her Excellency Ajia Samira Baumia ono nso na probo mu no o se opese odi yedie ebre hiafo di yedie bra mobronfo enti na obekosirem ba bi bebre na wabo ama ma omuye nkuto ama mebunu nso so a omunya nkrata ankenkan watima yesa open library si ene Samira empowerment program etimide nkrata ne niema bebre akwa ama Ghana omo nso omukwa ehuhiehie ma me afa kwan bebre so ede abo omo na enye nipa nan nko a so wo hwe ye national officers for NPP a ye national chairman ye general secretary organizer youth organizer women organizer ene ye campaign chairman ye deputy campaign chairpersons ene mpanyimfo a aka wo ye party mu nyina omu nyina to omu ho agumu a omu ye campaign ni mu odin say be ya ye betimi aton NPP ne president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene ma papa ya ye wa aban mu na ye de aban na ni so ade hunu nso so bebre Ghana fo ahodo na wenti na honorable ekasa no say enne kransem chefo nhemu a ye hie yi eka anamon a ye to see ye betimi aton president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne nsempa ene nyuma pa wo ye nyina a che Ghana fo na we nso na se ne mi se edi kan no minister ye say ho abehia se ebeyi Ghana fo asotire se NDC fo abopobo ni bebre omo nso de abegu abonten se ebeya instead se ebetwa ye ni ahwe ne ma papa ne obi abetumi aye ni ahwe so akoto aba no omo de omo se da bi ene omo de fake news ene video ne niema no kure bia ne omo ma kyekyere akeka abo ano no omo de beso aga na fo se ebe ya ye ni ebe free nyuma pa aban ya ye so na omo gu nkrofo hu fi na hye yabufo ne de akoto ababone eno so so de e ma ne saada na okan ye se ebra former president John Dramani Mahama okopie mu o Western North okobisa Omanfm ho bi ne se free so free akonwa no so no eye Ghana de hye o masetena mu ekonanim ana ekonachi na no ka so mbeka se ekonachi nanso so omanfo okohye omno mu nyina ATM se ekonanim na chese president na ado danko akufo ado aban na edi yedie abre omo every say baby okoye wo Western North na ho mu yekuafo enti planting for food and jobs aban yedi aba eboa hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians amakua yo no nso so akonkan no omo di ho mfa so dada enti nya campaign asekra na ede na ada bia ebesese omadwene na se ohwe anamu omutu a enam se NDC campaign no mortuaries nsem omode kwa abonten ni okada nsem omode kwa abonten ya antonti say ye kasa die campaign omode no atonsuom agu omoton a ento enti no say ye kasa die ene edin say ye atro ene eningwase ne kasa ntwi ne ahoroba ne kasa fini so ombehye nkrofo abufu na ye ya adwene afiri ye campaign message papa ye de bedon Ghana for no eno ho anamo ano mutu enti minister kasa no o se ye befre NPP manyina omo Ghana fa na baby ase emma omu yi omani mfiri ye nyuma pa ne message no so enkoso so omo so sabi o ye Ghana de hye na wo baby na NDC de sa atroi ni fake news ni video ibi bra men we still wasokra men mo bi meka kasa me we still time bogu te se mogu na ye na memfa nya asem hia bia na nokra bia ni munti mamo ham ho na every ho no o che se ebra ye wo mu yi NPP nkoa ne party a enam nyuma pa a party na ye ene se asama ye kan bia ye mampanyi o se ade yo ode ye adwuma nti ena NPP achinye bia ni ho se ye kasa amansan party edom party edwen Ghana for ho party wa abadaya eno ne the New Patriotic Party achinye bia ni every say eye programs akuku dam aye hu Ghana ha nyina NPP amanyokuo no ene de baaye ebi ne say eye fa nwokra NPP amanyokuo no ene hu fa nwo Ghana ha se kane na no kra no na NDC for say eye adwengu na uye no free ho a NHIS bill ye de call parliament na NDC for say nya dia omode omadwene beba kra na yetimi ahyehye policy papa bi ente say na abesom Ghana for enti omode omsori PA kra say NHIS nhyehyɛ na ebehyehyɛ na omode omonka ho bi na nso ho a free SHS a president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo de aba a enne de NDC flag bearer any former president John Dramani Mahama enne de obetwe ho manso a abeya atwetwe sema Ghana fo nyina esreni no kra na yede ba no mo si free SHS de enye possible just emfi aduonu echi enso nyame abaro ma president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wetimi aye na wo hwe abatan omukọ awo so na kane no obi kọ a enam so oniska odi betu enti na otimi dwane free hospital dwane ba wo ho ene atete a na abatan ene emma fire funu no omukomu no eye NPP aban ene ba oman mu ha omutimi de free maternal health care ba ye e ma Ghana abatan so enya nuonyam form ntuma pafra ye because e ka na free ho bibi to sa capitation grant so NPP ne de ba sa nso na school feeding program a ye de nuane e ma mmabu no omuko school basic school kwa no no so NPP aban ne de ba na metro mass transit no nso abama Ghana for ho ahen harom no so NPP aban ne de ba sanso na one district one factory a ye bie nyuma tintimu mfidie wo mansini bia mu wo Ghana ha nyina no so NPP aban na de bai sanso so na planting for food and jobs a yedie abre akuafo no so NPP aban na de bai e projects ni bi nso so ne one village one dam ebi nso so ne free TVET a yede abeka free SHS ho ebi nso ne Zongo Development Fund a yede beboa Zongo communities programs ni bi nso ne one ambulance one constituency and a one district one warehouse na when you na minister bisa say enti se niema titru ni akuku dam projects akese we nyina se NPP na de ba ya ene na NDC for omo beje akonwa mfie nwotwe no omo beye eden ade ba akopɛ no mbeye ye create loot and share enti minister de na no si no ho say Ghana for senior NDC ne former president John Dramani Mahama omo kan se Ghana for de yenin kai sese ani erefi enche ne erefi ade no ye remfi ye so omo bedada ye with 10 billion Hope City na ye remfi say omo de RLG bedada ye say Ghana mabu na omo konto aso school ye beche obi a laptop ade na no kure bi anim ye renso mfi ne ye course ojida ye remfi iso photo na ye remfi judgment debts ahodo a ebedo kro oman ya na ye sika nyina editua judgment debts na afenso ye remfi se mfi enum na nkane adundum e friend dum so e ba ye bese enwuma e man krofo hwe o madwuma e me yi nkrofo Ghana de hye bebredi because na nkane ani ho enti minister de na no si no o se afia bato ye ayekoto yi yenim senyame adoma NPP ye bedi nkunim na SSA ye di nkunim so enti yenkoto ya aba no wo number 1 for President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo any NPP candidates na ode na no asemu si nso na o senyame adoma enam se omo a omo wo banbo adwumaku ahodo e wo man mo kira na ombeto aba no o so omo nkan ni aban yi baaye waya amom no mu nko gina so mfanto aba fi se ya aban yi na baaye ohun se asojafo na omo ko peacekeeping na omo ba omu sika kakra esese na etuetu amom kra na akakam aban yi na bedwiri sa aka ni nyina efri ho ma omo enu achi no na police service ni military ni other security agencies na akade entade hyem ni niam bebre ombe hiade aye adwuma na ehu akwa atwe ama sebi na ebi ankasa ne to omo butu to omo ntade ena aban yi baaye ewiemu hyen nyina ba police adwuma mu ama hyen ni niam ekeka ho nyina aban na timi etu amamo amom nsaka enti wo kan omo nyina se nyame adoma ochina omo kan president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo na adwuma pa waye na omo kohwe so ento abapa ema no enti nsema minister de bae no emunche mu kakra ena media abrem wa kankasem medawase
Omanfm
Midin de Fati Abubakar, Deputy Communications Director, Jubilee House.
Omanfm
aduma na watwe ni jebe ni benyen osoro ni gie NPP na Omaya press conference ewo Alisa Hotel. Sheikh Mustafa Dr. Asebedo the Tuja Hamid. John Dramani Mahama Nensamua Wakaha. Okay, so no mukodika kadada say no kreka kranie di fem and pranie di fem and prebe no se drew about also a politician to say me John Dramani Mahama die and prana me di fem no krame di fem said the beya metima akase mama will be adwina dane no babeto aba ama me John Dramani Mahama and nti ti John Mahama hypocrisy die ka se ka ho asema was for menye so say nwanwa biasa enye nwanwa biasa. So the campaign is on. This is your lesson reference center. A free and negotiate that joy now what you send the better about the bush for we will radio station if you send media and said wow I do my special voting also ebekoso.
Deserves another. One good turn deserves another.
Today you are hearing Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP going all over the country shouting free SHS, free SHS, free SHS. That is what you call all lie be lie.
Of us what? Free SHS. Free SHS. That is why we call all lie be lie.
Just as someone MPP in an ado can almost the dada Ghana.
Yes.
A tro intimimum a busrimka intimimum and that the Abamua. Miss NDC dear. And the Abamua must say. And that the Abamua, yes, some Omokaho, Omon at the bay. Your mama saw you in roommate on. Maybe as I'm end of semester. Maybe I will near Beria. Who's near the what do I say? No, actually. And any no free Saba. No, best in call come over. What do I say? No, best in call Volta, no, Volta. Okay, so I want to be last talk. Baby, or Cocoya. I said, I'm not very familiar with campus. You know, what? Every time I call for never baby lifeline.
Oh, okay.
Lifeline.
Oh. So there's times new terms are back.
Lifeline on that. Hey, I'm on for Transia. Bubra then. Yeah.
Or to Tom.
To Tom's I cause on and Sane de Nukuni.
Of a batch of a batch of yen TV in Fadiakano and so away.
Meningitis in our schools and led to the loss of free SHS that has caused meningitis in our schools and led to the loss of 8 Ghanaian young lives. The free SHS that is an abysmal failure. That free SHS that has led to the highest failure rate in the past decade in the WASI. Is that what you're talking about? You're not thinking. The free SHS is an abysmal failure. Abysmal failure.
Some George in here.
Hey.
Well, and was it they are not thinking? And this somebody who is thinking, and he calls this thinking. It's in the thinking or dream and the producers are doing.
Yeah, and John Casa can do.
I was dreaming, no, and the producer are giving you. And of a mice, I unit the art, and a cabola goose and services part of my. Oh, and I'm
goose and services. God, look, people with that conscience,
yes,
we should not entertain them.
Yes,
God, Miss will be on your conscience, so let me actually say. A tuako no ani kroma wiakete without must no akako obetumi akogina ni krom
kwamukafo
na hwe nkata na nipa oni conscience o
yeah
esanso wanya 20 na all peskanti ono ani krom ka ebese obegina passenger nyina no ojan eh na enya ayi joma ma opani ma no to fro ko ma no amebo ma utibua enti be move for nya de friend conscience adiaba What can wumpe? Enye ye. Wabayese. Obia yamana ye. Padefu frana ye. Pababi fu ani hwe. Onso kabibie. Okada ya okaye ene mochiri. Defend ye.
Oh, defend it.
Focus come on, bia na ye. Ebia na Ghana for tie. Now the only principle.
Of Nyame adoma now, you better back to principle no. Nyame adoma now and na special friends voting ebekoso.
Okay.
Na soldier for ne asrafo ne central for ne more special responsibility on the day of voting on and na ebeto aba na me ka o kakra bi especially asrafo ensem bi John Roman Mahama e ka kire Sami Davidson me ka kire o message it no of a message no
o ka kire okay
be say ki message ne kakra.
Okay.
What the plan is, and we are telling them, all the people there, they are making the police officers there, they are making their police career, the military officers, they are making their career in the military, that respected state security agency, coterminous with that of President Akufo-Addo. The day President Akufo-Addo will exit office will be the last day they will serve as policemen and military men, and we will deal with them mercilessly. That is the message we are sending across to them today.
Omanfm.
Or civilian. Or civilian, you deal with security people.
Yes.
Mercilessly.
Yes. And I was a coterminous into no that I said to say a die beto aba ama NPP ebedim kugu ama NDC edim kunim say sada no a
just MPP call the police for no so
e dey che
or call the soldier for no so ko
aha we call na fire service for no so ko
na wiase no onim be we ya me ka kire ya say odwaye obeye dwansisi for no enyankopon ama na ye dwantoro
ba
what do you name dwantoro
ye de ka bofo wa ha
odwaye a oni dwanini a oni abeben yesu me papa le no nya bebre
okay
enti dwanini bi wo ha ne ho so oya tim sa ogira ne nanso na ipa ba no oni abeben
and we pem
ya pem God do pem
oh I see
yes obi wa
because saka gonya abeben ka ho a
janto do danti otimi on say oja bi wo ha na bebenti
yes na ne hu
kakra bia
no de pepem
konachi no pine no pine and mpanimfo bu bi say ebu be say odwaya obeye dwansisi fo no nyankopon ama na ye dwanto do
oh
say onya beben
and what bepem
for daddy onya beben no dey assisting crop
and in this case no you dey related to election na bebe obenya ne power na obenya
ne power no
okay
aha na obe kire ba bia obenya power na dey apem
afa we dey
obe kire ba bia obenya power no o dey yin crop di wo sami janvi
mami sisu wo da mami sisu
obey communication yi na che
mami for mami sisu bi
what the plan is, and we are telling them, all the people there, they are making the police officers there, they are making their police career, the military officers, they are making their career in the military, that respected state security agency, coterminous with that of President Akufo-Addo. The day President Akufo-Addo will exit office will be the last day they will serve as policemen and military men, and we will deal with them mercilessly. That is the message we are sending across to them today.
Omanfm.
And we will deal with them mercilessly.
She said, no. So
the money is a brief.
Yes.
Okay.
God, then after 2008 election, microphobia no more kumase. Police phobia. Almost single, almost out. Kuma. Now God, we no more cano. And this is for the and some of you and your moya now.
Of a time na soon.
Hey,
I got 2 minutes.
And so the election reference the idea time. Yeah.
About the 2 minutes
we shall go beyond
2 minutes, you have around the up.
And you got in the woman and said, a man for my who say you are in very good spirit.
Oh, yes.
So, it sounds like, oh, the old one.
Oh, yes.
And now the Ghana for a Juman and Adwa Benomun Majma, or Munim, a Juman City City. No more see Omo Kokromuti. Some better my bow, baby. No amount of fabrication atro in chat so doctor take any ade yede ba nanado and this for an ankasa jitum say nanado auto corruption fi gunu so and stick it auto anto Enfa because enfa utu gunu ho ento first and this for crank tinkiti didi na nado atem na mbusa nse na mumu nkra na mudi na nato ada ya mumusa and this for yiti mensa
kenjira samo
ne babe no ma omne na nado
dana budapimo
atena parliament no for years no mumu so omsa kwan na betumi abie na no adidi na nado atem omumu hwan na obetumi abie na no ahwe na nado anim face to face
akasa ansemu ahwe no
akasa ansemu achira no aka mibie akizu no so ye corrupt nanado
they dare not
then kaso ye so abofo na mum corruption dear o the turn ho a enter and also so quality emma botoyam godon emma botoyam say
yeko and then to know the most important thing is obi anya botre obi anya botoyam say enipa nanado da kokofo ado a we flag bearer of MPP no sanse mu ya nana nkrumu na wese no wotia wubidi Dr. T wani fini kutre yem
god dia we ho no dia mekan say
yeah
senior we ye
any be hu oh me dase
senior we ni
Another one could tell Jesus another na one could tell Jesus another one could tell Jesus another
all right busa for be da munyina se FM God na sabida komene of akomna kwache ene tena dwomudi nkomo the reports ni na ebre mo no Solomon Saso Mensa nyame adoma china be Ghana be de ene be koso kama e Kumase ene Greater Accra scholarship secretary nyame adoma china esempa be ba Kumase so kokwa force nyame adoma china so mbeti esempa papa ti china de abusuane nyina no ye be live ewo Oman 107.1 FM kokwa baje me da se ne no di over
can chat to say this week there anything can happen. Yes. On Oman FM.
Yes, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Ube chim ano ahomache no mensa nam ne God enti.
Yes. And was like a big bakupo yaba.
Yes.
And we are getting
anything can happen. They say no. Wintimi nkaso memfa nkoto Oman FM no 9 maybe omo yes I am predictable.
Yes.
I am predictable.
Said until 7 December dear.
And until 7 December dear. You bet me announce your presence at
any time. But I thought you know na moti ye no the catch am say so beti we feature na nko kan kire ne say won to aba emma the new patriotic party and then na watch dia enye too late to do the good thing. Ye be kan form akọ na ekoye. Me sorry so die silver lady ba no de enko kama no aba. And I on say money de bia ho. I felt was say we be me picture ko afre yi no so. I don't think and there's a Christ love and a vida. Okay, mati. I will have never my channel better minka, and that's
one good turn, Jesus another. One good turn, Jesus another.
Ruta mixer. Kojopa. And your Ruta natural product no ba kono no. Se wo mo na ye Ruta Titanic nso. Mo do dia be say any Ruta life.